Welcome to Vietnam! Okay, so Victor, is this a face mask?
It is not a face mask, although
No.
although it might be kind of cool. You could try it. It'll wrap around your face.
And see if it'll remove all the wrinkles on your forehead. So obviously, if you see this setup with this thing, we are clearly in Vietnam.
That's
And
right.
where?
Vietnam is known for rice paper. Now, my question is, would this get approved by that judge?
Or would this get approved by that judge?
Because quite honestly, a lot of the teams had some pretty bad looking ones, but
They got approved.
yeah, they got approved, and so I guess before we get into our actual recap, Jocelyn, we have some questions from our fans. I guess we actually have fans, wow. And so just wanted to answer those first. Okay, so the first question was,
Did we have a delicious cup of Vietnamese coffee?
there's no time. There's no time.
Of course we did. We totally sipped a delicious cup of Vietnamese coffee.
We asked for a timeout, and then he just stepped aside and
At a little cafe.
spent 2 hours at a cafe enjoying Vietnamese coffee.
All right, we really
When
did
you're in
have
Vietnam, what are you gonna do, right?
spring roll apparently.
Spring rolls. Yeah. So first question was, is this your first time applying for the Amazing Race? It actually is not. We had applied for a previous season of the race, which we obviously didn't get on, but we are happy that we got on this one, right? Because we got 2 first places in a row now.
Yes.
So yeah, hard to complain about that. Another question that we had was, why does Jocelyn not have a backpack?
Because I have a very loving husband. Is that why? Oh no.
Whoever answered that on Facebook, I apologize. I didn't write down your name, but thank you so much. Yes, she has.
Are you a loving husband?
She has such a loving husband. According to Jocelyn.
He's laughing so hard because obviously the answer is not because he's a loving husband. It's
According to
like,
Jocelyn, I am the worst husband in the world. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'll take it. I have an adoring fan.
Yes.
You can don't hate me because I have an adoring fan.
Because you're
I'm
a
sorry.
loving husband. So here we go. Oh wait.
I didn't blow it yet. You can't. Yes. So apparently she has a loving husband who wants to carry all her crap. Oh, she's small.
All 5 pounds.
Yeah,
Of it.
she's small. Actually, you got your shoes. We had your jacket. We had a lot of stuff, but no, actually our backpack in total was probably, including the backpack, was maybe about 20 pounds. We probably could have shaved about another 4 pounds off that if we had.
If Victor didn't bring his toiletries, because look at this.
It
takes a lot of effort.
I had to bring a gallon of hair
good.
gel, and
Did you bring a hairdryer?
I think I did have a hair dryer and a curling iron.
See, look at this
I had
perfect curl
had a
right
hair
here.
straightener too. Yeah, so bring as much as you want. I mean, it's only carrying it. Ask the Heiko brothers, right? Jeremy and Liam. I swear their backpacks probably weighed as much as Jocelyn.
No, I think they said each one of them are 60 pounds.
Yeah, they weigh as much as Jocelyn, each one of them.
I wish I was that light, but maybe not.
We're small people. We can fit everything into one backpack. Okay.
It's probably a strategy. That's why we have one backpack. We have one backpack was because we can move faster, and Victor, I don't have to slow down.
Yeah,
So
I
that's the
mean,
main reason why.
I had to wear a 50-pound backpack so that Jocelyn could keep up with me. That was pretty much it.
Okay. He has a small child strapped on his back, but that's not how heavy our backpack is. Probably around 20 pounds.
It was 20 pounds. We weighed it. She was weighing like her underwear, her makeup, everything.
Yeah, to decide which pill bottles do I bring. That's how extreme it was. Pretty.
We got rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did.
We did. So another question we had was, why are you the only 2 people on the Amazing Race that were not able to make rice paper?
This thing right here.
This is what ours look like. This is what ours look like. Okay, so we started off finishing.
Really
We started off finishing leg 2 super strong. We had at least a half an hour lead over Robin Corey. So our start time was like 5:30 in the morning. Maybe theirs was like 6. But we took a cab to.
I think Justin, the green tea, is going to correct you on the time.
Fine, correct me on the time. We get to the travel agency, and what travel agency is open that early in the morning? No travel agency. We got there like 6. We had to
We
wait.
were really excited because I was thinking, oh yay, we're gonna get our tickets, we're gonna go to the airport, and then we're just gonna wait and and then
Let
move
me
on to
tell
our
you,
next destination.
nothing
It did not
nothing
happen.
in Bangkok is open at like 6 in the morning except like food shops. Yeah, like a little restaurant was the
But
only
it was
place.
cute.
But I mean, it gave us time to. We had like an hour to kill, so we were actually asking people for directions and looking up stuff for Vietnam where we had to go. So that's we did use our time wisely for that,
Yeah,
for sure.
we did.
Um,
Once we got to the travel agency and realized that it wasn't open, so we started trying to look for maps, trying to get directions, and we found this guy who's able to help us and kind of show us where the temple is and or our location and where the bus station
he even
is.
asked us for a selfie. I think. He's like, I think you're on a show. Can I get a selfie?
So yeah, so we did do a little bit of research prior to getting to our next.
Yeah, because we had to figure out the bus schedules, right? We had to figure out just how to get around just in case something happens. So when you do have that kind of time, use it wisely. Don't spend it playing cards or doing whatever. Do some research.
Time to play cards.
I don't know. I think
So finally, ultimately, we got into the travel agency open, and we were excited. We're thinking, okay, we asked all the right questions. I mean, this is season 35. We tried to make sure, hey, please get us the earliest flight, the fastest time, and to arrive at at our destination. And unfortunately, as luck would have it.
Well, wait. What they didn't show was Jocelyn pretty much badgering the guy. You got us the best flight, right? You got us the best flight. Come on, make sure you got us the best flight. I think she asked him at least like 50 times. I was starting to feel bad for this guy. It's like,
so
okay.
The only thing he did not say to me is what?
Giant. He didn't tell her, hey, chill out. No, and this guy took it like a champ. I mean, I
took it like a champ.
I was feeling bad, but at the same time, I was happy she wasn't like hounding me. She was like, "Did you get the best flight?" He's like, "Just hold on. I'm waiting for my partner to make the ticket or whatever to book it." And then it's old school.
It was a very
he was doing
process.
It by text, by phone.
I want to say it took almost an hour. It was very long. It was like pulling teeth just to book a flight. It was crazy.
It's not like they got out the Expedia app and just no. So then we get to the airport and.
I think that we got to the airport and we were a little nervous because we started looking at what other flights are available. And then you start seeing, oh, wait, there are at least 3 other flights ahead of us. And then I think we were trying to go to different ticketing counters to see if we can go on standby, especially the same airline.
Yeah, because the rule was that once you bought the ticket, you couldn't purchase another ticket, right? So, but I mean, if you could get standby, with the same airline, if you could get a standby for a better flight, then you could. But
so we tried to do that. Unfortunately, the line was so long, and I think everybody's luggages. If you thought the line at Southwest is bad, wait until you go to Asia. I mean, people, I don't know if they're moving and they use airplane to move their houses or what's happening, but every single person have at least boxes upon boxes of stuff.
It's crazy. I don't know what these people are buying to take home, but it's just like everybody had at least 4 big suitcases or boxes of stuff that they were trying to ship back. Makes no sense.
So we tried to see if we can get on an earlier flight, but unfortunately we couldn't. So we decided to go inside and wait for our flight.
Yeah.
And then that was when this giant airport. It looks beautiful, but it's at least, would you say, 100 feet down?
Oh no! It was a football field. It was like more than 100 yards.
Nobody was there.
Yards.
Nobody was there. It was just the 2 of us, and I thought, I don't understand. We're about to board.
No, as we were going through customs, I looked at the board, right, to see the departure times and our gate, and there was nothing posted. That
Everything was on time.
Everything was
It
on time. Yeah.
It was
So
definitely
we
on
get
time.
down there. There was nobody else except the two of us. We
Yep.
were the only two people there. No other passengers. No people at the gate. No ticketing agents or anybody at the
Nothing.
gate. It was crazy.
And then so I told Victor, I said, okay, we must be at the wrong location because I don't understand. The flight's about to take off. We're 40 minutes, like an hour away from, and I mean, there should be some human interaction.
It was less than an hour. Yeah.
It was. It definitely was. And then nobody was around.
And then she was like, we were actually arguing. She wanted me to go all the way back like 200 yards just to go look at the board and come back. It's like, no. So, but then that's when we started seeing a couple passengers from the flight. And because there's this man that we were asking.
No, it wasn't a passenger. Then that's when we started seeing our team.
The other teams, yeah. But then, as we were waiting around, it's like you talk to people, right? We were trying to figure out how to say different words in Vietnamese and writing them down just so that we had some idea of what we needed to do. So So once we started seeing other teams, that's when we kind of were able to breathe that that sigh of relief. And it's like, okay, we didn't screw up. We didn't screw up and show up at the wrong gate.
Yeah.
But like the people that work for the airline, they did not show up till like I think at least half an hour after the original departure time to even tell anybody anything. That was crazy. It's the worst.
I think the overall delay was about 2 hours.
Yeah, it was almost 2 hours, but so and then unfortunately there were two other teams that ended up departing at pretty much the time that we were supposed to depart on a different airline.
Yeah. But once we got to Vietnam and then we got to the bus station, the bus ride I thought was really cool because I've seen it before in photos.
Before you get to that though, we land in Ho Chi Minh City, then we have to get taxis to the bus terminal. Ho Chi Minh City at night has the most crazy traffic you will ever see in your life.
No, it's not even at night. During the daytime, I have heard that if you're gonna cross the street in Vietnam, you can't stop. You just have to keep going because if you stop, you get run over. And
you just keep going, and they just move around you. And it's basically like there are no people don't follow any rules, any traffic rules at all. All you need to do is honk twice, beep beep, and you just do it.
Just
you can go down a one-way street. You can make illegal turns, whatever.
You can turn, you can pass.
You drive on the sidewalk. All you need is beep beep, and you just go. That's how crazy it was over there. Yeah. And so we get to the bus terminal and
we're trying to get our ticket, but it was really interesting because we knew that we wanted to try to get to the 7:30 bus, right?
I think it was 7:30, something like that.
And then but then the lady was telling us, no, there's not enough seats. And I said, no, we have to get on. You don't understand, we have to get on. And then somehow she decided, okay, there are seats available on like maybe a minute after. And then but the bus ride I thought was really cool because if you have never experienced it's not your Greyhound bus. It is very cool. So if you saw the part where we actually have to take off our shoes is because it's a traveling hotel almost.
It is the cleanest bus you will ever see. It puts every bus in the United States to shame. Every public bus to shame.
It's pretty cool. So you take off your shoes, then you have your slippers, and if you imagine first class on an airplane, that is what it's like on this little bus. Granted, I was really surprised that it actually has 2 levels. And then so I was really also very grateful that we're on the top bunk, not the lower bunk, because I definitely don't want to smell anybody's.
But you get to recline, right?
Yes, you get to recline.
And then for us who are, I guess, average or maybe slightly taller than average Asian height, it was perfect. We could actually lay down, had room to put our backpacks behind us.
And there's a little TV in the front that you can watch videos.
You can watch Vietnamese karaoke, I guess. But yeah, I was too tired and really got an hour of sleep. But what I wanted to see was Todd fitting in that little cramped compartment. They didn't show it, but I would have loved to see him trying to cram himself into that.
And see how he actually got inside. Because, it's fairly tight. But if you can actually fit into it, it's not bad. It's actually a really relaxing ride. And then you get to stop.
There's a rest stop. These rest stops in Asia are insane.
They're fun.
It is like this big market. And
food court.
Food courts, groceries, pretty much anything you want. And it was so cool. We got we actually
We
were able
had
to get some food
pho.
with pho. Yeah.
So you have to have that, right? Because we're in Vietnam, and of course we have banh mi, the sandwich.
Yes.
And then
And we bought some fruit too.
and we bought
yeah.
some fruit. Exactly. So that was a cool, interesting experience that you don't actually typically get when you're traveling and you're racing.
It's not like
But-
an American rest stop where it's just a restroom with a nasty gas station. No, this was nice.
Yeah, and then so the crazy thing is while we are resting, the bus went and the bus driver had to wash the car. So we had to wait for the bus to come back because the bus is being washed while we're waiting.
That's how clean this bus was. So after a couple hours of driving, the guy takes off to go wash his bus to come back. So then to get back on, take off your shoes again, put them in a little baggie, and wear their slippers inside. That's cool.
Yeah. And I think our bus actually got there before the second bus, because I think Lena, you saw in the video that Lena and them, they were buying their tickets, and I think their bus probably left a minute or two before ours, right? But our bus was faster. We arrived at our destination.
I think it was supposed to be like a 4-hour bus ride. This guy might have made it in like
I don't know, he was
3. It's just like beep beep.
It was really quick.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a really cool bus ride.
Yeah. But the taxi ride to get to the
yes.
dock was
taxi. It was crazy. It was the middle of the night. It was like 11:30, something like that. I don't know, whatever. We get there.
The more we tell him to hurry up, he steps on the brake and slows down.
We were on like a 4-lane highway.
There was nobody
else there. It was dark. No other cars on this highway whatsoever. And we were like telling the guy, faster, faster, go to this place, go faster. What does he do? Hits the brakes. Yeah. He like does a brake check like every 5 seconds. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
I don't know, but we're talking to Corey and Rob. I think that the same thing happened to them, but their driver got there probably 20 seconds before
Maybe 20
we did.
seconds, yeah.
Yeah, because we ran up right after.
And
them.
those guys unfortunately got the ticket for the last ticket for that 5:45.
Well, they didn't get the last ticket.
They didn't. We thought.
Because I seriously looked through it, but I guess I didn't look through the next one.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah.
Maybe.
So then the next morning we got to the dock, but it is a really beautiful place.
Oh,
and then
that morning, watching the sun come up over the river and with the clouds, that was the most amazing view. You got that nice bright orange hue coming off. Oh, it was so awesome. I wish they had shown that on TV. It was like the best view.
Yeah, I've heard of in Thailand the floating market, but I didn't realize that there's one in Vietnam either.
Oh, this is different though, because the ones
it's
in
the same function.
No, but in Thailand it's more like canals. This was actually like on a river though, which was different.
But you do get to. I don't see much food vendors in the sense like hot food, but there are definitely people selling fruits and vegetables. And
I'd say maybe like 100 years ago it was something that people did, but who
people
does
still
that?
do it. I mean, they throw pineapples and stuff like that. I mean, you saw people do it.
It was more touristy. Most of the people there had orange life jackets on, so I think most of them were tourists.
But still, it was a fun
It was
experience.
cool.
We
It was
really
cool.
did enjoy it. And then
Yeah, because it was still like a 15-20 minute boat ride just to get to where this market was. So that was cool just to kind of experience that. And yeah, our boat captain was pretty
really
good.
good.
He was really
It's
fast.
I think if we had the boat captain as our taxi driver, we would have gotten there and then got the 5:45 time slot. But unfortunately, no. But I mean, our boat driver did try, and then we were.
Oh, he was trying so hard to like position us to squeeze in. But the problem with this challenge, and I know like a lot of viewers are complaining that it was just too confusing and it was just dragged on and on. Imagine how it was for us to actually do that challenge. It was hard because
we were done. We were really lucky. We found the first two. Unfortunately, what happened was Todd and Ashley at that orange.
Yeah, because the problem, so they were all kind of like in sequential order. All right, it wasn't like all the boats were right there. We had to go all the way down, and so we worked our way back up. So we finished the first two fruit just fine, but because only 2 boats could dock, one on each side and unload at the same time, any more than 2 boats would just have to wait, right? So I think when we got to the last fruit vendor, we had to offload our oranges, and I think there were maybe 4 boats there, including us, right?
Yeah.
So we
so
were all
Todd and
waiting.
Ashley was the one that had least amount of stuff. So unfortunately, we still had to wait for them.
So the problem is that you have to wait like 15, 20 minutes for somebody to finish their task.
Yeah.
And then you pull up and then you do your, your thing, and it still takes you 15, 20 minutes. So it puts you at least half an hour behind, like
I think the
team in front
orange
of you.
was one that really kind of got us.
That's what got us.
Because all the other dragon fruit was big, the melon was big, but then the orange that
they're
took
just tiny,
forever. And then the rule, if you follow the rule, you're supposed to it's supposed to be one at a time. And then so with, I don't know, would you say 400 oranges that we had to toss up to each other? So that really waiting for Todd and Ashley, and then and then it's our turn.
You saw how big those baskets were, and these were just small oranges.
Yeah, so it really did kind of push us back even further. And then so by the time we got to the fishermen,
so we had to get to the wharf. We got to the fishermen. Turned out,
but I mean, I really did not think that we were that far behind. I thought we were really, really good on the challenge. We were trying to be really efficient. And then I think looking back, maybe it was waiting for Todd and Ashley because we had to wait for them to be done in order for us to move on. That really kind of killed us. And then so then we ended up in 8th position. And then trying to, because as we were running in.
Well, here's the thing, because like you take a cab to this one place, and it's not like the United States where like you have these big wide streets and you find all your shops easily.
Yeah.
These were seriously like 3-foot wide roads. It's barely big enough to fit a small car. It's really more like moped, but you have to run down these little alleys pretty much to find this restaurant. It's like there's no way you would ever see this restaurant if you were just driving past.
It's not really a restaurant, because I think where we got to, it was side of the road, and then we saw the warehouse, and then from that warehouse, then we had to go down this path and make a right. And then when we're asking for direction, at that point, that's when I hear people running, and I look up, and this Annalise and her red hair and her dad right after her, they're running, and I was like, Victor, and then so we started making a mad dash towards them, and then
so I didn't realize they had just come out from that place. We thought that they had run from somewhere else, because there were a lot of turns and in the road and everything. So I guess we just kept running, and you hear me telling Jocelyn, just keep running.
Yeah, just keep running. So
even though she said, I think it's right there. Honestly, once we actually found it, it still wasn't obvious. It looked like some random garden or whatever. It was actually in the back. Yeah. So it wasn't like, we just passed.
It's not your typical, I think what got me was that it didn't have your typical marker. Because in every Amazing Race,
no red
you
and
have
yellow.
you have that dun dun, that sounds like you have that red and yellow sign, and that like, did I miss it? And that's why I'm walking to people's houses and just thinking, I don't understand, where is this sign I'm supposed to see?
But in all, I mean, we probably cost us like 5 minutes. It wasn't 5-10 minutes.
Maybe.
It wasn't that much.
But still, it made a difference.
Still made a difference, I guess. So we finally got there.
Now got to the dun dun dun.
We did a good thing. What we thought was a good move by picking the station closest to the demonstration, right? So we were just right in front of this guy. So we thought, okay, we don't have to run around trying to figure out. We watched him. This old man was doing it. He's like, they take the little slurry and they spread it, and then he just picks up his little wooden bat, and then he just starts rolling it, and then takes it to the drying rack. This old man
we counted the seconds, how many
like
rotations.
15, 20 seconds, whatever. But the thing is, these people have been doing this for years. This old man has probably been doing it since he was 10. So of course he just picks it up and does whatever. And here we are, we can't get this thing to stick to the little bat.
Well, I guess we should have made some crepe, and then we'll be masters.
So if you ever go on The Amazing Race, practice random cooking challenges. Make all the crepes, make all whatever.
Maybe next time you go, it'll be the coffee challenge. And you
got to roast your own coffee and grind it. Yeah, I don't know.
Or isn't there a monkey that poops in Vietnam?
No, it's a civet. It's a cat that eats coffee beans.
Yes, and these coffee beans are
but
really,
what kind of challenge are you going to do? Is like you're going to reach in the cat's butt and stick.
No, you have to go and pick up the cat scoop and try to fish out
Yeah,
the coffee beans.
that's not as fun as
That
as
would be
making
a
rice
cool
paper.
challenge. Hey, when you're in India, you have to use dung to make it's the same
guess.
thing.
Amazing
There
Race
you go.
producers, if you're watching.
That's right. Coffee bean challenge. That for the next one if you're ever in Vietnam.
Yeah. So I don't know. It felt like this judge had it in for us because we're the only Asian team, and he's like, I'm gonna be extra hard on them.
I know.
I'm gonna make them do extra work. I'm gonna make them make 30 of these rice papers.
We totally did. What they didn't show is we really, really did. I mean, we
made extra.
over and over. We made extra, and then he even he said, "Okay, 2 more," and then we made 2 more, and then he goes back and eliminated 2 that we previously made and said,
yeah.
"No, you need 4 more."
So
and
he
then
passed
3 more.
he passed some of them, but when we called for a second check, he went back and threw out ones that he already passed already.
I know.
So it's just like,
I think by that time he was tired and confused, and then I think Todd and Ashley left because they're the entertainer. Todd's hilarious. Like standing next to him, he's just amusing and he's funny. And I think the judge was really upset that Todd left.
But
and then he's
the
stuck
rice
with
paper
us.
that he got cleared, and they were like 5 inches big.
And then here's ours.
I know, it's crazy. But what can you do, right? So maybe we don't know exactly what the judge was looking for because they never told us. But maybe I could have made 2-inch wide rice paper.
I think if you were more entertaining like Todd,
I guess.
then the judge would be like,
you had to make-
yeah.
Possibly.
You're like,
possibly.
Hercules.
But man, yeah.
So were we dead last?
No, I asked Phil if we were dead last. He said, no, you are next to last. But guess who was dead last? Liam and Jeremy.
So you gave Phil the idea
Yes.
to say.
So if you
dead
ever
last.
wonder where Phil gets his material from, you're
It's
welcome.
from Victor.
You're welcome.
And I think Jeremy were like, oh, we're not last.
We're
We're dead last.
At least they laughed about it. Those guys are awesome. But yeah, I don't know. That was a really, really hard leg, and I'm sure you guys are all complaining. I thought they said no non-elimination legs. How come this is non-elimination leg? It's not a non-elimination leg. It's a keep on racing leg. There's a difference. Non-elimination legs come with a pit stop rest, right? Mm-hmm. And they also come with a speed bump. Didn't have that. So this is keep on racing. So it's technically not. It's not a non-elimination leg.
I wish it was then that way I would have gotten some rest.
Yeah.
And then even though we are not dead last, but at least you can get a break from racing and just go and enjoy some.
We started at like 5 in the morning. We started at 5 in the morning. At this point, it was probably like, 10?
I don't know the time.
10, 11, who knows? We don't know.
The concept of time escaping, I have no clue. I just know that I need to go and do the challenge and keep doing
but,
it.
yeah, so, if we're available for parties, if you need us to make rice paper for you and you have a couple extra hours to spare, happy to come over to your place and make you fresh rice paper.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, I hope you guys have a great night, a great day. I just completely lost concept of time. I have no clue what time it is.
Yes. So we'll see you on episode 4. And what happens to Jocelyn and Victor? We don't know. You got to watch to find out. See you next time.